Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is April 28, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Apple and Amazon come out with good earning reports, but, okay, we're going to continue that in just a second. But first, looking at the major economic events today, so 3:30 South African time out of the United States, we have a core PCE Price Index number coming out. That's an important inflation report. Now, looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the Japanese yen weaken versus the US dollar, and looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ have a push higher. And here I'm going to say it again, but first, looking at commodities, gold and oil remain unchanged. And looking at stocks, Microsoft soars in a day after its earning reports. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin forms a wedge formation. And all this other stuff about markets doing well, but question is will there be a follow through? So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to take a look at the Japanese yen first. You can see this massive decline on the Japanese yen, really attributed to monetary policy number that came out earlier this morning. And the question is how much further will it go? Okay, so this could be a developing story, and it could hit this 136.70-ish level if it continues going at this rate. And that's really important because the Japanese yen has been really in a somewhat of a range ever since it came down from that 150-ish number. Okay, so we're trading at 135 right now, and the upper limit is 137. So keep that in mind as this unfolds. Now, looking at the euro and the GBP, not doing much and just faltering right there in resistance. Again, GBP also at that resistance-ish level as well. So we'll kind of keep watching this to see if it's going to be a breakout or not. Now, looking at commodities, gold remains unchanged at 1985-ish level, just 10 pip range. I mean, $15 range is not doing much, but all intents and purposes, I mean, you can, if you want to play the tight range, you can play the tight range. It's right there. Okay, it's not bad, just to buy the bottom of it somewhere in 1980-ish level, and to sell the top of it of 2000-ish level. Okay, so that's your range. It's a $20 range. You could make some decent money in that. So that's not the end of the world. Now, looking at crude oil, really unchanged at $75 after we filled in the gap, not doing much today. And looking at the U.S. markets, the Dow Jones, yesterday had a big day up as it bounced off of that Fibonacci retracement. Okay, that's why we do this. And we're trading at 33,381. Question is, will we get a follow through? And that's what I'm looking for as this continues to unfold. Looking at the NASDAQ also pushing to 13,200, but it's got to clear that 13,300 for us to get any kind of indication that it's going higher. Now, although these tech stocks came out with some positive news, and this is where the but comes in the introduction, is that will there be a recession in the next 2 to 3 months? Okay, so yes, did we grow in our GDP wise? Yes, we did, but we didn't grow as fast, and we may just hit a mild recession, and that might hit the market at the end of June as we're going into July time. Okay, so those are my predictions going forward. Now, looking at Microsoft, that's what I'm talking about, 304. And it closed on its highs, okay? That's a major thing. That's really a major incident as it's getting stronger. Now, looking at Facebook, did not book higher, okay, and actually sold just unchanged at that 240, about as much as it came out with. But it's a decent gap up. I mean, $40, $30 to $40 gap up for a stock that was at $98 to be trading at $238. That's a big return. Okay, that's a big comeback. If we look at a weekly chart, you can see that. And it's above the 200-day moving average on a weekly chart. So this is really very, very important that it's gotten so strong. Now, looking at the other, Amazon also breaking out higher to 109. Not breaking out from its all-time highs, but breaking out from its conundrum of 107. Now, again, it's got to prove us on the upside that's going to take us for it to be something to look forward to. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it's forming this really right angle, very sharp wedge. I mean, you can see that right there. And that's usually a preface for a major breakout, upside or downside, but it looks like it's a perfect wedge and not much of an incline. So keep in mind that this may have a massive move later today. So keep this on the radar. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.